Here, fools. Big T here with another video, and this one will probably be pretty quick. It's just basically an observation video about not just video games, but just culture in general. I remember being a young, probably preteen to early teen, and into high school even. And you had these dudes in high school who were what I would call fake thugs. They wore the clothes, they talked the talk, but they weren't really, as hard as they would like you to think. And they basically pretended to be, because they listened to certain rappers and certain MCs, and they thought they were, tough guys themselves. And they, it was just like, I know where you came from. Like, I know what block you live on. Cut the nonsense out. And they were fake thugs. And it's funny because that was a cool thing to be. Everybody wanted to be the bad boy. The girls liked it, and it was a cool thing to be. And it's so strange to me because back then I wouldn't. I was definitely a nerd in say like middle school, because I talked about it before that I was. I just started watching, or actually I just finished season 2 of Stranger Things, and I was like, well, I had a group of friends like that, like we may not hung out as much outside of school, but we were all selected to be in this class. I talked about it before. It was called ACT, and that stood for Advanced Creative Thinkers. And it wasn't something you signed up for. This was something that the teachers all got together and kind of voted on what students they thought would excel in the class, would excel in ACT based on their work, their creative writing, their interest in science and things like that. And so I was selected because of, people, my teachers, seeing what I was interested in. And what types of books I read and stories I wrote, and what my interests were, and along with a bunch of other friends of mine, a bunch of people that became friends that I didn't really know before that. We would ACT class, we sit around, we come up with like inventions and cool ideas to make the life better and the world better. And we'd engage in paper and pencil Dungeons and Dragons, just like the boys in Stranger Things. And, we kind of hung out at school, and we were a group, tight little group. And, that wasn't a cool thing. If you watch the show, they call them the losers, the nerds or whatever. That wasn't a cool thing to be. And, I got a little bit, I guess, jockier by the time I got to high school, but I was still, I was still a geek. I still love reading, science fiction stories of Isaac Asimov and, classics, stuff like that, and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. I read all the nerdy stuff, quote unquote nerdy stuff, and ended up actually playing sports. Played football, JV, freshman in JV. And it wasn't really for me. I didn't really fit those shoes. I kind of did it because a friend of mine who was one of the cooler guys played football, and he was into that stuff. So I kind of joined because of him. And everybody has that friend, or maybe you're the friend where people follow you. And I kind of joined football because of him. My boy Mike. And Mike was the cool dude. He had all the girls. I think right now he has like 10 kids from 8 different women. One love to you, Mike, wherever you at. But anyway, it wasn't cool to be that kid. And now it's weird because now it's cool to be the nerd and to be a fake nerd even, to where all the quote unquote jockier dudes, those so-called cooler dudes, are now like fake nerding. They're like, wearing Star Wars t-shirts and and Star Trek and like all this stuff, that's super nerdy. Like comic books. Comic books was a nerdy thing to do, to collect comic books and to read them. It was nerdy things that we did back in the day. And now it's cool to be a nerd, and it's just funny to see all this fake nerding going on, and it's just weird. It's just weird to see that transition, because I've always played video games like crazy, and before it was cool. Like, I was called, now you're a gamer, but back when I was younger, like, even my moms and my siblings called me a game freak. Oh, you're a game freak. You're always playing video games. And to see that be something that's looked at as cool, as an end thing to do now, is just strange. So, like I said, it's just an observation I'm making. I just don't understand. For me, I don't understand the fake nerding going on. Like, I guess because it's a cool thing to do. Like, there's a lot of fake nerds. Oh yeah, I was into comics and blah blah blah. News that have no knowledge of any of this stuff. It's just weird. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this new trend of fake nerding, from fake thugs to fake nerds. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching and listening as always, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.
Throw your beacon, and I'll pick you up as soon as I retrieve the signal. Try to stay out of sight.
Roger that.
You seem a bit shaken up, Mira. What happened down there?
Lots of things. I was lucky to have Kit Kat with me on the trip. You know what you said about Morphite? Well, I'm afraid you are wrong.
Care to elaborate?
I found Morphite and it followed me.
It followed you? Followed you where?
Followed me to an altar where it morphed into an ion grenade.
That sounds crazy, Mira.
I can't explain it, but it happened. I almost feel like maybe it led me to the altar. It had ancient symbols on it. I could feel that it had an intelligence.
Mira, I think you need to take a break from scans. Maybe I pushed you too hard. It's getting to you. It's a dangerous job going down to these planets. I did it for years before you were born.
There's more. I was chased away from the planet by what appeared to be soldiers or henchmen of some sort.
I think I made a mistake sending you down there. We can't risk it anymore. You need to stay inside the station for a while, Mira.
Can't risk what? No, I can handle this. I'm ready to go back.
No, Mira, it's best you stay put.
I need to know what's going on, Kit Kat. I don't think Mr. Mason is telling me everything.
I can't handle this drama.
First the Morphite, then the soldiers. Something isn't right. Mr. Mason said, can't risk it anymore. I wonder what that meant.
As a precaution, I am sure that he does not want to risk your safety.
No, there's something more to it. He's acting weird. We need to leave.
Oh.